The bond between humans and dogs is timeless, but perhaps nowhere is this connection captured more powerfully than in the emotional masterpieces of 19th century art. Today, we're diving into a world where canvas and paint combine to tell stories that will tug at your heartstrings and maybe even bring a tear to your eye. Edwin Lancere's The Old Shepherd's Chief Mourner is a masterpiece that captures grief in its purest form. At first glance, you see a simple wooden coffin draped with a rough blanket, set in a humble, dimly lit room. But the true emotional power lies in the painting's central figure, a loyal border collie, head resting on the coffin of his deceased master, consumed by grief. The dog's posture tells a story that needs no words. His body slumps against the wooden box, his muzzle gently touches the cloth, and his eyes, those soulful, devastating eyes, seem to ask a question that will never be answered. Why won't you come back? Landseer's genius lies in his ability to capture an almost human-like emotion in the dog's expression. The animal mourns with a depth that many Victorian viewers found astonishingly moving. What made this painting particularly powerful in its time was how it spoke to all classes of society. The painting proved so popular that engravings were made and sold widely throughout England, bringing this emotional scene into homes of all backgrounds. Brighton Riviere's Requiescat transports us to a medieval scene of solemn devotion. The painting shows an armored knight lying motionless atop a bed covered with a blue floral sheet. A wreath placed upon him tells us what his faithful companion already knows. The warrior has fought his last battle. Beside the bed sits a massive bloodhound, his vigilant eyes fixed on his master's face. There's a dignity in the dog's posture, spine straight, head held high, as he keeps his final watch. The title Requiescat gives us a deeper understanding of the scene. The Latin word means a prayer for the repose of a dead person, suggesting the dog is offering his own form of prayer or tribute. What makes this painting so powerful is the contrast between the cold, hard armor of the knight and the warm, living presence of his dog. Even in death, the bond remains unbroken, with the faithful hound refusing to leave his master's side. The painting speaks to a timeless truth, that while armor may protect against weapons, it's the loyalty of those who love us that truly shield our hearts. Goulay Steel's masterwork freezes in time perhaps the most gut-wrenching moment any pet owner could imagine. The scene depicts a medieval hunting lodge thrown into chaos. There stands Prince Llewellyn, a powerful Welsh ruler, but in this moment, he's just a man overwhelmed by grief and regret. At his feet lies Gelert, his loyal Irish wolfhound, drawing his final breaths after being struck down by his own master's sword. What makes this painting particularly powerful is how Steele captures that horrible moment of realization, when Llewellyn understands the terrible mistake he's made. The artist doesn't just show us a scene, he makes us feel the weight of that devastating revelation. For those unfamiliar with the legend, it tells of Prince Llewellyn returning from a hunt to find his baby's cradle overturned and blood on Gelert's muzzle. Believing the worst, he kills his faithful dog in a fit of rage, only to discover moments later that Gelert had actually killed a wolf that threatened the child. The baby lies safely behind the cradle, while the dead wolf reveals Gelert's heroism. This painting speaks to universal themes of loyalty, hasty judgment, and the terrible price of acting in anger. Edwin Lancere's Attachment illustrates a heartbreaking tale of canine loyalty that defies even death itself. The painting draws its inspiration from Sir Walter Scott's poem Helvellyn, which tells the true story of a traveler who fell to his death while climbing Mount Helvellyn in England's Lake District. Though the man's body went undiscovered for 3 months, his faithful dog remained by his side, warding off ravens and foxes that might have scavenged the remains. In Landseer's dramatic interpretation, we see the fallen man's body at the bottom of the composition, emphasizing the great height from which he fell. His awkward position between rocks makes the scene all the more tragic, yet his face appears almost peaceful. The true emotional center of the painting is the dog, who sits protectively on her master's arm, nestled against him as if still providing comfort. In a heartbreaking detail that humanizes the animal's grief, Landseer shows the dog gently touching or pawing at the man's chest, as if trying to wake him. What makes this painting especially powerful is how it serves as a mirror for human emotion. By showing the dog's grief so directly, Landseer allows viewers to experience their own feelings of loss through this loyal animal's devotion. Robert Morley's Will He Come Back? Captures a moment of quiet anticipation that speaks volumes about loyalty and hope. The painting shows a small terrier sitting patiently on a window ledge, its attentive gaze fixed on the world outside. The dog's posture, alert yet settled, suggests this is a familiar routine, a daily vigil that has perhaps continued for longer than anyone expected. The setting is a simple interior room, likely from the World War I era. A few personal items scattered nearby, knitting needles and yarn left momentarily abandoned, hint at the life that continues in this space despite an obvious absence. What makes this painting so emotionally powerful is the question posed by its title, Will He Come Back? In these 4 simple words, Morley captures the uncertainty faced by countless families during wartime. The waiting, the hoping, the constant looking towards the horizon, all embodied in this faithful dog who refuses to give up his watch. The dog becomes a powerful symbol of all those left behind, wives, parents, children, who maintained their own vigils during the Great War. The knitting supplies suggest someone passing time while waiting, perhaps creating warm garments for a soldier who may never return to wear them. Without showing us scenes of battle or obvious tragedy, Morley nevertheless creates one of the most poignant war-related artworks of the period, all through the simple image of a dog waiting at the window. Charles Christian Null's The Dead Miner transports us to the harsh realities of Gold Rush, California, where fortune seekers faced danger and isolation on a daily basis. The painting depicts a stark winter scene. A fallen miner lies motionless on snow-covered ground, his tools scattered beside him and his hat lying nearby. The signs suggest a sudden collapse, perhaps from exhaustion, exposure, or injury. Snow has begun to accumulate on his still form, indicating he's been there for some time. But it's the massive dog sitting on the miner's chest that creates the emotional center of this powerful work. The loyal animal, possibly a Saint Bernard, is captured mid-howl, his muzzle raised skyward in a desperate call for help that will likely go unanswered in this desolate landscape. Null masterfully uses the harsh environment to enhance the emotional impact. The darkening sky, the endless snow, and the complete absence of other human presence all emphasize the isolation of this tragedy. There will be no rescue, no proper burial, no notification of family back home. Only this faithful dog bearing witness to his master's end. These 6 paintings capture a timeless truth that the bond between humans and dogs transcends language, transcends reason, and sometimes even transcends death itself. Which of these emotional masterpieces touched your heart the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through the emotional art of the 19th century, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating explorations of art history. And make sure to ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload.